I don't wanna hear a peep like the boss talk.
I be speaking for the trenches, this that boss talk.
White snakes, no crease, how the boss walk.
I be shooting from the logo, this that boss talk.
I don't want the middleman, hit the boss up.
She gon' make it shake more, cause her boss talk.
Stayed down, made a plan, had the boss up.
Lil dip with the lean, this how boss walk. A lot of niggas be thinking they boss when it comes to that talking, all them words that are lost. A lot of niggas be thinking they boss, like Harden with the moves, I'ma shimmy when you fall.
Choose to do what everybody doing, I ain't basic. And I want it all, no cap, that's a statement. What's understood ain't gotta be explained, understatement. They let us all chill the wrong water, I ain't drinking.
Hey, we back. It's Boss Talk with Josh.
And Keith. We locked in, y'all.
We locked and loaded. Another episode of Boss Talk. Another week, another episode. We dive in the worlds of music, the sports, the culture. You know what I mean?
All in.
Let's get to it, guys. So we got an interesting one today.
Yes, very.
Let's start off from the top. Crazy news. We are sad to say this, but Young Thug and Gunna, some of the rappers that we love and admire, love their music, they are arrested on RICO charges for 56 counts.
YSL, man.
2 money counts, you know. Sad news for sure. Crazy. We didn't know all this stuff was going on in a sense, or this would be the situation. Yeah, and I know, Keith, this is somebody that you love Thug. That Thug is one of your favorite rappers. You were one of the people that talked about Thug before anybody, really. You know what I mean? You was on his wave.
Thug so long. When you gotta get into that? You know, bro.
I mean, you going into your love of Thug. It's cool.
We was way back in his first, tape. I was banging it, telling y'all, hey, he gonna be hot. He gonna be hot. He gonna be hot. Nobody believed me. Everybody said he was gonna be cheap.
Yeah, I was one, and I wasn't a believer until years later.
And now he one of the hottest. He one of the hottest.
You know,
man.
so
He took him.
and he put one of the hottest young rappers in the game too with Gunna. Gunna. Fresh off of DS4.
He got Baby in.
Yeah, he's been a pioneer of this rap. Pushing the culture forward, the Atlanta culture, just rap culture in general, new flows, inspiring people, So to see him going through this right now, it's just sad because it's like, you never want to see one of the greats in situations like this, you feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, I mean, these guys, they rapping, but he living a life on that, allegedly, So, but yeah, like now, Keith, Gunna though, I feel is really sad because they got Gunna for like some association, because you just bang, with YSL, but that's the label you on. You know what I mean?
Not really do about that.
Yeah.
That's the neat thing. Me personally, man, I think it's really. I didn't believe it at first when people were saying it, but I believe they're really targeting rap culture
for sure
at this point. Like,
yeah,
it's like people are getting arrested with no real criminal offenses.
It's like, just because you're
somebody and
somebody who
knows somebody.
Yeah, you may be the person is involved possibly in something, and it's like it's just a weird situation. So I hope that Thug can get through this, but like those charges is severe and serious. You know what I mean? And they got him on some like phone tap stuff. You know what I mean? With the people in the jail, what they got the phone through a drone?
They said he taped the phone to a drone and flew it to a jail cell's window.
What? Like what? That remind me of some Splinter Cell type stuff. Bro, Tom Clancy.
Then on top of it, they said they allowed it just to tap the phone.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna let this. They're gonna
slide.
We're gonna find something very
they're
important.
Playing a dirty game.
Yeah,
and it's not even cool. And, I mean, like, what surprised me was I didn't know it was over 500 shooting attempts to kill YFN.
It's like what?
Like that's crazy.
And for them to get Thug's voice too is like, hey, did y'all kill that nigga yet? Like, you stab him up yet? Like, you feel me? It's like, whoa, hold up. Like, dang. It's like, it's a little federal. So you know what I mean? So I hope the best for them that they can get out of that situation, or justice.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
live up to the thug name, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't have lived up to getting caught.
Dang, yeah. If you gonna be in it, they try and clean up them Atlanta streets. That's what they trying to do. They was talking about they was trying to go off the 4PF next. I'm like, oh, they just trying to fish. They fishing now. They fishing off all association.
That's crazy.
Like, come on now. But hey, I think they'll make through it, and we'll see what happens going forward. But Keith, this is what the moment that I've been waiting for like a month now.
Yeah, definitely. I know where you're going.
Is our guy Kendrick Lamar dropped, one of the legends in the game, dropped, finally is out. You can listen to it now. Before we was like, oh, it's coming May 13th. It's getting, Keith was like, it's getting scary.
Friday the 13th.
You know what I mean? But now it's out. You know what I'm saying? So, Keith, I've been waiting for that. It's some great music on there. It's different than what is out. You know what I'm saying? We said that's what would be happening, is that it was going to be different than anything that's out, and it is. And it's going to be a concept. It's going to be conceptual. It's just going to be different music. And he delivered with the concept, and I would say it's a very revealing album. You know, revealing a lot of personal information that we didn't know about Kendrick. I remember you were saying, too, like, we waiting to see what you learned from him or how he was for these past 5 years been going. And when you hear the album, it's like you see he was going through real life in these 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like therapy, going through stuff with his relationship, you know, really tackling real issues. And the album is very much needed in this world. You have people that love it. You got people that hate it. You know what I mean? That don't like it. But it, you know,
regardless, it got 350.
Yeah, well, projected. We'll see when Friday come, which is really good. Which will be will be the biggest release this year. Yeah. You know, as to date, but it's some really good music. I feel like this is something you got to digest too. I wouldn't tell people to rush to, like, you know, if you not feeling it, maybe go back and listen a little bit more and just really dive in, because you gotta realize it's been 5 years. Sit with that. You when the legends like that drop, I told you, when Cole, Kendrick, Drake drop, that trifecta drops, you have to digest it, and you owe it to yourself, because hey, this is legendary. You know, legendary time. You know what I mean?
It's not microwave music at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Grandma's cooking.
Grandma's cooking. Oh,
it's
man.
Grandma's cooking. It's taking a little minute.
Tell me about grandma's cooking, man.
Grandma throw it on it. Well, hold on. Grandma marinated 2 days before.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get it ready.
And then it's in the oven overnight. So you already know Grandma's cooking. You gotta let that digest.
No, but what does Grandma do, though? You know it. You say it all the time.
Grandma throw down.
No. What does he do? The part. What
my bad. My grandma personally, she stands up on the counter with her foot dead in it. So, you feel me?
She put the foot in the jaw.
She put the foot in the jaw. So, you mean, Kendrick put the foot in the jaw. I haven't dived completely into...
Yes.
It's separated on Apple Music, disc 1 and disc 2. I've digested about disc 1.
Okay.
One. And I like it. It's genuine music.
Yes.
It's genuine music. It's real life music. It's not... He just didn't go in the booth and just put a couple rhymes together, which he never does. But
it's real
he actually went in there and, you know, delivered real life.
It's a body of art.
Similar, not similar. What's the word I'm looking for? Not similar, as in what he was talking about, as far as who I'm about to compare it to, but similar as far as real life. He dove in like a Juice WRLD album, but dive in. All real life scenarios and situations. It's just that his life is different than Juice's life, you know. Yeah,
for sure.
So
but real life.
But it's real
revealing,
life. It's not nothing,
you know what I mean? And he put a mirror to his face. So this is who I am, looking at himself in the mirror. And the concept is really telling everybody to look into the mirror of all your pain, suffering, the things that hold you back, like all your mess. Look at your mess, you're ugly, and get through it. You know what I'm saying? Your past hurts, your past pains, any stuff that you was committing or doing out in the world, your past hurts from your fathers and things like that. It's like you put it all on the line. He is forcing everybody to look themselves in the mirror, because he done that for the past 5 years. And at the end of the album, see, he got through it. You know what I'm saying? He's seen the light, and it's just amazing. Like you learn that freaking he was dealing with his father issues, something that everybody can, like, a lot of black men can relate to. You know what I mean? Going through stuff and dealing with that. and going through that, his aunt, transformed to a man, and it's like, wow, like a rapper of his caliber even talked about something like that,
Right.
you know what I mean? And just coming in about how his aunt was actually someone that taught him how to rap, like, or showed, that's the first time we really seen rhymes put together was through his aunt, and that's amazing. And to come into defense of his aunt and everything, it was real personal. And just to hear stuff about cheating on his wife and being really personal about that, that's amazing. So, like, to hear somebody go through that and be able to come out of that, and his wife to stick with him and offer him therapy, which ultimately through this album it is therapy, and you kind of get the behind the scenes of that therapy session in the sense of how his journey, how he comes with that. So I would definitely dive in. A couple standouts in '95. What's it called? Dying. What's it called? Savior. Joe Silent Hill with Kodak. Kodak had a big moment throughout this album, crazy.
I listened to that first.
He and
well, not first, but like second.
Yeah, and it's a lot of good songs, bro. Just dive it in.
What was the one when he was arguing with his baby mom?
Oh yeah, we cried together. That's a big standout.
That was one of my joints.
That was
that's
big
actually
standout.
the first song I listened to.
Wow.
And I actually listened to that in the car
on shuffle, right? I think you said
when I turned the album on, I just hit shuffle. When that came on first, listened to that in the car. And then I was into some other things, and then I got in the house. I said, "Let me run that joint back."
Yeah,
because like that joint, like was
real,
like a real argument.
People can relate to that heavily. You feel what I'm saying?
And what I
like no song out there like that.
What I like about this album is that what it does is I love when people of that stature can show you how down to earth they are.
Yes,
like they don't live in this $1 million, like it's $1 million life they live in, but it's still things that
go through real life.
People in like our communities still deal with that aren't $1 million people. You know what I'm saying? So like it shows like the real life behind it.
It's great. He mentioned that too, like in the first song, United in Grief. Like, I'm going through stuff. Like, hey, you going through things? I grieve a little differently. I got all this money. I got $1 million. He said I got an infinity pool, never swim in. That's the thing. What the heck? He going through life. You know what I mean? And you see him going through life and having all these different things, but still understanding. Like he said during the Good Kid, Mad City tour, he had real homies dying back in the hood, and he just coming off the stage and like going through stuff, like big moments of his life. Real things are going on. You feel what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And but yeah, Kendrick, I love you, Ken, and you did your thing on this album. Keep doing. I'm continuing to digest it, and I love bodies work like this because it get enjoyable to dive in and learn new things about it and the new flows. You was right, and you was right when you said, F your album, F your single, burn your hard drive. Oh, I understand now. I see now. Yeah, right. I see it. You feel what I'm saying? New flows coming. Be patient, brother. You was right. I'm happy. I was very patient for that, but. Thank you. So we had to break down Kendrick and Kendrick some time because that he deserved it. He's one of those people for sure that you got to take your time with, and you have to digest, and you got to give them their opportunity, to shine. But
that's a fact.
Yeah, Keys, going on though, it's crazy how that in that album. Though I kind of want to go back real quickly in the album. It was in the album on what song was that? Savior. Mm-hmm. How he mentioned that Kendrick did this, but I'm not your savior. Cole did that. Future did that, but we're not your saviors.
Savior
those
was
are important. Because people idolize celebrities and things like that, but don't realize that these people are human. Right. And it's like, yo, he's not your savior. Like, you feel me? God is your savior. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And that's who you hang your hat on. He's the only person that's not human, or you know what I mean? It's perfect. Everybody else isn't perfect. So since they're not perfect, they can fall. You feel what I'm saying? Don't lean heavily on a celebrity. And he was like, yo, he lets you know that. I'm Kendrick. I'm a human. I go through real life. And that needs to be talked about and discussed. And I'm happy he mentioned that. And real artists like that are not scared to say things that kind of interrupt the flow of the room. You know what I mean? Do not be political. You know what I mean? Have your opinion.
Stay real.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, man, stay real.
Stay
Honestly,
real.
Those are the artists who you see go up in life.
Yes.
Everybody who is talking about what they really go through, their real life.
Yeah.
When you fabricating, it comes out.
For sure. And it's obvious 6ix9ine. Comes out, man. Well, new news that came out is that Drew Brees they were saying how he may not be coming back to NBC because he was on the NBC halftime shows during Sunday Night Football, and he may not come back to to be there. Then he dropped a tweet and said that I haven't made a decision about NBC yet, and hey, I may come back to the booth. Hey, I may be coming back to football. I really don't know. Or I may go philanthropy. I might do this. I might do that. And everybody was like, "Whoa, hold up, wait a minute, what?" Like that was the thing that really, hold up, you coming back? Yeah, you come back to football? Oh shoot, we thought you was done. And then he said something. He seen the Tyrann Mathieu, and he seen the what's it called? The other edition, the Jarvis Landry edition. He said, "Man, I come back to play with them." Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then this tweet comes up. It's like, oh my God. So Keith, I just want to know your thoughts on the fact that Drew Brees said he may not be coming back to NBC, that he may come back to football. He don't really know what he about to do. What is your thoughts on the fact that you may see him come back to football, and what should he do actually?
In my personal opinion, I think he won't ultimately come back to football.
Yeah. Because
I feel like if he came back, he would want to be a Saint.
Yes.
Me personally, I don't see, and it's not in a disrespectful way,
but
I don't see the Saints offering him another contract to start and to play full time right after a year taken away from football.
Okay.
Already was up in age. Play was already not decreasing. I believe they made the playoffs, but it really wasn't like he can get you to the playoffs, but I don't think he's gonna win you a championship.
Not at all.
And I don't see him going to a team that would give him an opportunity to play football again and start again, because the teams that are out there that will probably do so aren't really that good. Where are you gonna go? The Giants, maybe?
Right.
Like.
Yeah, he would only come back to the Saints.
That's he would only come back to the Saints. So I feel like the teams that would give him an opportunity, he wouldn't take it, and the team that he wants the opportunity from has moved on. Yeah,
they're ready to move on.
I think they moved on.
I agree with you. I don't think that Drew Brees comes back to football for all the reasons that you said, and just the fact that I don't think you got it no more, Brees, at this point. Been out the booth off the field for a year. It's already kind of declining. It was the fact that you couldn't really get the ball down the field and all these things.
That was his game.
Yeah, you feel me? And it's very the reasons why Ben Roethlisberger is not in the league no more. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think you got that no more. And I would say I don't think you're going back in the booth far as the broadcasting booth. NBC already said you ain't coming back. Mm-hmm. I think that's like you got fired. In my opinion,
more so than leader.
Because honestly, if you remember, Keith, Drew Brees wasn't that good of a broadcaster.
No, he was times where he was stuck.
Yeah, he was stuck. It was kind of bland and kind of like, But honestly, some people really thought that it would have been something, because if you remember, Drew Brees is known as a field general. He was part of them huddles hyping up his team, and he was very like funny and charismatic, and like in the huddle, in a huddle pregame and stuff, he was like a different person. But in the broadcast booth, he was so timid and shy. It felt like he wasn't bringing that flavor no more. So it's like, what the heck, So I don't think he's going back. People don't really want him there. And the way that you just seen, we talked about last week how Brady just did what he did, and all the broadcast people are moving to different networks, and they getting their power lineups right. And even in the halftime shows and all that, they want all of that right. I don't think that he fits that flavor of all of that. So I don't think that's going to be the case no more. I honestly think that Drew Brees settles down and he got plenty of money. He just live off his money. He gonna do his philanthropy. He's really heavy in that. He'll probably do some other business, in my opinion. I know. Shout out to Malik. I know he probably is. I know I hit him up about that. He said, no. Keep your ass where you at. Go to another broadcast booth or something. We don't want you over here in New Orleans. That's what he said. So
I think that he'll come back to football, but just not in a quarterback position. I think he'll come back and maybe a sideline. Somewhere on the sideline.
Somewhere coaching.
Maybe a quarterback's coach. I think he'll be a great quarterback's coach. Maybe he can be a head coach somewhere, or an offensive coordinator somewhere. Something like that to get an upstart of something new. But not the booth.
Nah.
and not
a quarterback. None of that.
Just somewhere with a hoodie on, zip up.
Yeah, if it's around football, that's probably what it would be.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he loves the game enough to come back to it, but just not in the helmet.
I think he stays to the kids, philanthropy, helping the communities.
Something like that.
You know what I mean? But he's even speaking on his team, even further, his previous team, the Saints, has made a lot of additions. That's a part of the reason why he want to kind of come back somewhat. You know, Tyrann Mathieu, and then Jarvis Landry just now and everything. And you already know that they had a pretty cool draft too. And you already know what they already had, Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. Keys, do you think that's enough to make noise in the NFC now? Not just the NFC South. We know Brady down in the South and all that. Not even just their division, but just noise in the NFC, period. You know what I mean? Because they made moves, and the reason why they moves because they want to be a big player in the conference.
Honestly, I don't see them being any more than a wild card team.
Wow.
Simply because of Brady.
Brady just
simply because as much moves as y'all made, it didn't really outshine the Bucs. The Bucs are already solidified as far as, especially at the quarterback position. They already know what they're getting. They're getting 30 touchdowns and less than 15 interceptions.
Yes.
So they're good at that position. The run game is good, and they already have a method of winning, a culture of winning.
Yeah, they're set.
They're set. So it's more so like if I had to go from here to the playoffs right now, I'm putting them as the lead in their division. The Bucs to lead the division. And I like the Saints. I love the moves that they made, especially on the defensive end, adding Tyrann. Giving the quarterback some help. Yeah. And making his life easier. I love it, but I don't think it outweighs what the Bucs got going on.
So, but in the NFC period, what do you think? Like they're gonna get a wild card at that point.
They'll get a wild card.
They're gonna make noise in NFC though, like far as like
playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I see a win or two. Max,
wow.
Not two. Definitely a win.
He said see a win at least.
I see a win in the playoffs, not two. It depends on who they play, maybe. Depends on how it gets shaken up, but no more than two.
No more than two. So
it dies right there for me.
At that point, I you know what? The way I feel, I don't think they could really be major players or nothing in the NFC, even with what they got. I mean, they shored up defense, like you said. This is a big part. Tyrann is going to be great back in there in his city.
Oh, you gonna love
and
that.
Jarvis is really good. Now you got you a crazy little trio of wide receivers with Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Jarvis Landry.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
Alvin Kamara is in the backfield, but he's going to be catching passes too. Like, that is sturdy. O-line is all right. The defense is pretty good too. You know, that's the best part of the Saints in a sense. Yeah, but like I said, I feel as though the crutch or the downfall of them, why they won't be, is because of Jameis. Like, I don't listen. Jameis, people try to say, yeah, Sean Payton are back with the Saints. He gonna be cool, chilling. Or the last time you seen him, he was hard. He had the Bucs on the ropes, and then he got hurt and all that. Yeah, I know all that. But if you know Jameis like I know Jameis, you gotta see the full body work and the resume and really what he is. He not showing up in a full season. He's just not.
He never gave us a full season.
No, he's just not. And you just talking about, I remember earlier you were saying about Brady, 30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions at least. This is a man you're going to get a 30 for 30 possibly.
At best.
Yeah, at best.
30 for 30 and 5,000 yards.
At best. You've seen him at his best.
And that's still maybe a wild card.
Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? And they're not winning the division like you said. And with the wild card, I still don't think they're going to beat other teams. It's just they're not major players because they're not beating, to me, the Eagles. I know I may be biased, but no, guess what? The Eagles have been whipping they behind in the past 3 years or so. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't think they're beating the Bucs. I know they're not beating the Bucs. I know. People will say, oh, well, the Saints was beating the Bucs. But when it comes down to it, they can't beat them in the playoffs. And they're not beating the Packers, and they're not beating the Rams, Super Bowl champs. So, no, the Saints cannot be major players in the NFC. And they may make it to the wild card at best. And I wouldn't be surprised if something worse at that. But, yeah. So, that's the way I feel. I know I got some Saints fans that don't feel the way I feel. But bias. That's the way I would say. Yeah. That man Jameis is crap. You only accepting him because he's your quarterback. You ain't like him when he was a Buck. You was like, ha ha. Like, you feel me? You was saying
Happy he wasn't on your team.
You was happy he was throwing balls to you.
Yeah, definitely.
You was happy he was throwing passes to you and not his receivers. So you can't be happy with him on your team now. Come on now. Famous Jameis, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can hang that up.
Crazy, man. But we're going to see what happens with that. Now, time for the moment that Keith has been waiting for.
What's that?
Oh, you want me to say it?
Well, I'm waiting for it.
You want me to say it? Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, Josh.
Man.
Somebody tell Josh I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, Keith, congrats to your Boston Celtics.
Oh, we got a special guest. I'm going to tell you. Hey, let all this roll out, too. We got to start with this.
What special guest do
We got a special guest.
Who's coming to the booth, yo? Who's coming to the couch?
Marquise is taking a break for the rest of the podcast. And, let all this play out, too.
Keith has just left the building, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
He just left.
Yeah, I left.
You know.
I mean, he left.
He left.
He let me in.
Now, sir, who are you on this couch?
JT.
Oh, Tatum.
Yeah,
Tatum. He said, he should show the back of the jersey.
Oh, my.
Tatum.
See that?
Show the camera the back of the jersey.
Right, my shoulders on. Had the team on these shoulders.
Wow.
These shoulders pretty
this
heavy.
is really Jayson Tatum.
I had the team on these shoulders. You know, my shoulders pretty heavy right now.
That is definitely Tatum.
Yeah, you see it?
Oh, my God, y'all.
We got Tatum on Boston, yeah.
Oh, congrats. Oh, man, I wish Keith was here to see that.
I know.
He just left out the... Hey, I got an interview with Jayson Tatum, y'all.
One-on-one.
One-on-one.
Nice to meet you, Josh.
Nice to meet you, too, Mr. Tatum.
Don't shake too hard.
Yeah.
My shoulders.
And, hey, I'm a Sixers fan, so I may want to take that shoulder out. Like, no.
We'll get surgery.
But Tatum, congrats on making it to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat. Tatum, how was it beating the Bucks?
I mean, unfortunately, it took 7 games. But, we stayed consistent. We stayed with the program. And we got it done. Grant, I wish he could be here today. Yeah. Grant had a great game 7.
7 threes in game 7.
7 threes, just shows hard work, how the team work. It shows the growth. We just going to continue to grow, and we're going to get ready for Miami, man. I'm taking my flight tomorrow, man. I'm going to go to Miami and handle business.
Handle business, man. Damn, Mr. Tatum. Yep. Man, quickly, man, tell me, you put up major points in that series. Like, how was it? I know you was going against the beast in the East, like the Greek freak who was drawn, like putting up crazy numbers, and you were just fighting along right with him. Like, it felt like what he was doing was only fueling you.
Playoff Tatum, man. What can I tell you? We work all season for this.
Wow, playoff Tatum.
Yeah, playoff Tatum. It's a different guy. We work all year for this. I just stay consistent. I didn't see him too much. I shot right over him.
You said I shot right over. Damn.
Little tween, side step. Shoot over the top. We practice it all day.
Wow.
So, I just stay true to the game plan. I work hard, so none of this is really surprising to me. My work just shows for itself. We got a great team.
Yeah.
Smart.
Great
came
defense.
Up big. Al Horford came up big. JB came up big.
I don't like him.
We had Pritchard. Oh wow.
Tell him I said that.
We had Pritchard and Grant come up really, really big. White played great minutes for us. So. We just stay consistent, stay to the game plan. We have a great coach.
I was about to shout out to your coach, too.
We have a great coach. Coaching staff is amazing. Training staff is amazing. We just did what we had to do. We came in, we got work done. And, now that's behind us, I'm going to get a massage. I had these shoulders massaged real well. I had to put up 40s and things of that sort.
You did your thing, man.
I haven't had a massage since the first round. When we got through KD and Kyrie, I didn't even see KD too much. I was shooting over him too. I saw the rim. So it's just like I'm gonna get the massage now. I think it's well deserving.
Mm-hmm. And, you deserve it for sure.
Hopefully, we see over Miami too. Shout out to Coach Spo, Jimmy Butler, and things like that. But we're gonna shoot over the top. Side step, between legs, side step, things like that.
Dunks too.
Dunks and things like that. JB, is gonna work real hard, and we're gonna try to get to the finals, man.
Dang. Wow. Tatum is on Boss Talk, y'all.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Dang. So Mr. Tatum, I'm glad I have you. Like I said, definitely tell Horford I don't like him, and he's a crumb. I don't care what he's doing with y'all.
Wow, yeah.
He wasn't doing that. He was signed $100 million with the Sixers. It's cool.
It's fine. He told me he didn't like y'all. So.
I mean, we ain't like him either.
All in all,
Embiid said he
he
was
just wanted the money. It was a collection, more so a collection.
But Keith, Tatum. My fault. I'm sorry. Like I'm used to talking to Keith on his couch, so and he's a big Celtics fan. You know,
he is?
Huge Celtics fan. Like
I'll send him a care package.
Send him care, please, and send him a signed Tatum jersey. At that.
I'll sign this before.
Thank you.
This is game worn too.
Thank you. I'm gonna need a picture after this too for sure. Right. But now that you're facing the Miami Heat now, what are you gonna do to beat them? Like why are you gonna beat them?
Oh, so
they're a good team.
I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the revenge tour. Everyone that we have seen thus far, we have seen them in the same round prior. In 2020, I believe. No, actually, last year. How could I forget? Last year we saw Brooklyn round 1.
Yeah,
they beat us 4-1.
Cooked y'all.
Yep. 2019 in the semifinals we saw the Bucks. They beat us 4-1. And
y'all played Miami too before.
And we played Miami in the bubble.
Wow.
Yep. And they beat us, I believe,
Jimmy
4-2.
Butler. Yeah.
It was Hero that did most of the work. Then that year.
So you coming at him this time?
And now it's a revenge tour. Needless to say anymore.
That y'all gonna win.
It's a revenge tour. And as humbly as I can, I'm just going to let you guys know that we're mean business.
Hey, I say this, Mr. Tatum. I got y'all winning this series, against Miami. I
appreciate that.
I figured or I wished my team, the Sixers, could have seen y'all because I was like, he see you at the top. I mean, his team, y'all kept up to y'all end. We couldn't keep up to our end. So it's sad.
I did watch y'all pod before. I remember Keith saying that he wanted to see the Sixers. He wanted y'all to knock out Miami. Yeah. And but we got it. We'll handle it.
Well, as long as y'all handle it.
We'll do it for y'all.
Thank you. We
would rather handle y'all. We like that. We've done it a lot. We had the game plan already written up.
I kind of like you, Tatum.
Probably would have set the starters the first game against the Sixers.
I said I kind of like you. I don't want to hate you now.
I'll keep my comments to myself regarding the Sixers. But shout out to Embiid. Great season. I believe he was snubbed.
Definitely MVP. Thank you.
Yeah, MVP. I believe he was.
All the players know it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I like I said, I second that. Y'all are definitely gonna beat them. I feel as though huge part because of you, and I love the unit, the defense that y'all play as a unit, and I just feel as though that y'all got it. It's something different in y'all this year. It's like y'all in a place where people ain't think y'all would have been here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And y'all did it. Y'all beat the Nets and then beat the Bucks. I just feel like y'all are gonna do it. You know what I mean? As long as y'all keep Butler in check and make sure Hero, you know what I mean? You good. Yeah. I don't think Bam gonna be too much of a problem, in my opinion, to y'all. So, and you keep doing what you're doing, and Brown keep his part, and Smart do it. Y'all got it. So, congrats. Now, Mr. Taylor, I just want your thoughts on the other side, the West. Western Conference Finals. The Suns just collapsed. Super collapsed against the Mavs.
Butler make it, man. Shout out to Booker.
Yeah, Booker. Sorry, yeah.
I want to see Booker make it. Shout out to Booker. Shout out to Monty Williams.
Are you seeing ghosts? You talking about Butler standing mess with you?
We'll see right over there. Like I said, tween.
Yeah.
Side step over the
dunks.
Top.
You know what I mean?
It's all.
But you wanted to see the Suns. I think a lot of people, them being the number one seed in the West is gone. Yeah, who would have thought that they're all out by the Mavs, and the Mavs is under, like, people look down on them. No one thought they would be in this situation.
They were big enough.
At all.
I didn't.
So
very shocking to see them. Shout out to Luka. Under 25 club. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
We doing our thing under 25.
That's right.
And he played well. Honestly, it's hard to really say Luka isn't the best in any series.
Yes.
He's a LeBron-like player.
That man, but it's all about the people around him. That's our main question about all the time. Is the people around him going to live it up? Is it enough to beat some of these other big players in the West? And in that series, they hit on all cylinders. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Game 7.
Yes.
For Dinwiddie to give you 20 plus points in the second half, right after Brunson give you 20+ points in the first half.
Yeah.
Along with Luka doing his thing, it's just more like how that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it
for the
is.
opposing team.
Yes.
And then the way that for the last 5 games of the series, they held Chris Paul to nothing. Pretty much nothing.
Nothing. A non-factor.
They played him 94 feet, drained him. And it wasn't too much. You know, they was putting big guys on him, 94 feet. Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah, just
smothering him and draining him to where as though. And then on defense, they're attacking him all day, putting Luka, a 6'7", 6'8" maybe player, with a nice size on him, in post positions against him all day and things like that. Just tired him out.
Yeah, they handled him.
He's 37 years old and. He's a great athlete. He eats right. He's on top of his fitness and things of that sort. But it weighs on the body. It weighed on the body this year.
Damn sure it did. And
he'll make sure he recovers.
Man.
This offseason.
So who do you got in that series? Because you got the Warriors, who's look amazing. They're back in this position now after many years of not being here, against the Mavs. Who would have thought? Luka against Steph. It's just, whoa, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. For someone, a star player like you can only imagine 2 big stars like that going against each other. Shooters, guys that are just dangerous. So who do you got? You got the Mavs, underdog, or you got the seasoned vet in Curry, the champion?
Well, I hope I don't get fined for any of this.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna keep this under wraps to the best of our ability.
Right.
But I really believe that the Warriors will defeat them.
Oh, I thought you was about to say something crazy for a minute, Tatum.
Maybe a 5 or 6 game series.
Yeah, I think it get dirty.
Huh?
Make it ugly.
Make it ugly.
Make it ugly.
I don't believe that the complimentary help that Luka has will be enough.
Yeah.
For 7 games.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make it to 7. I think it's enough to maybe win 1 or 2, and that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I feel as though what they did against the Suns was they just hitting all on cylinders, and they really pushed their limits, and they really did something they really can't do, in my opinion.
They had a game plan. Against
they overachieved, in my opinion. So I think when against a team like the Warriors, I don't think you can do it again and duplicate it, and it's just too much, in my opinion. And that man Jordan Poole's on a tear, how he's been doing that. And Steph has been not in this position for a minute now. Now he's in the position to go back to the finals again. There's no way he's going home. It is no way. You will see him move on, and Steph is going to have a hell of a playoff performance. Probably, I say he'll have a lot of big games, a lot of 40-point games like you did against the Bucks. Mm-hmm. So I believe he's going to be the star player and he's going to put up another playoff series to add to his so many in his catalog. And honestly, look, the Mavs, they don't want what's about to happen. I think what happened in that last Game 7 against here to play the Suns is something that will happen to them with the Warriors. It'll be a big blowout. Not every game, but in certain games, I think it'll be Steph on the sideline laughing. Yeah. You know what I mean? That just like Luka was. So that's what I think. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I played with a few of those guys, Team USA a few times, and it's great IQs on that team. And I just strongly believe that with Clay being back in playoff form, Jordan Poole had a bad series last series, and I think he'll bounce back this one. And I just think they have everything that they need to make that push to get to the NBA Finals. So, Steph, if you're watching this, I can't wait to see you there.
Boss up, Steph.
Can't wait to see you there.
Boss up, Mr. Tatum. You know what I mean? Appreciate you with being on the show. You know what I mean? We want Brown in the seat too eventually. Talk crazy with him. You know what I mean? A little bit. But yes, it's beautiful time in basketball. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see who holds up that Larry O'Brien trophy, and I'm looking forward to a hell of a conference finals because I think it still will be great basketball all around. So, hey, you know what I mean? Tatum, you got your flight to catch. You got to go fight the Heat. You know, maybe you'll see the Warriors. Who knows?
Thanks for speaking into existence.
So bring Keith back. You know what I mean? Hey, we're on Balls Talk. We got Tatum. Can y'all believe it? Jayson Tatum, the great Tatum, who had a hell of a series against the Bucks, hell of a series against the Nets, is now in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Warriors. I mean against the Heat. You know.
Hey, what's up, JT? What's up?
We got Keith's bumped elbows with him in the hallway. Keith, man, you missed. I don't know what you did, a bathroom break or something. You know what I mean? That food ran through you.
Friend in, though.
Yeah, I just talked to Tatum, man.
That's what that was?
Yeah, that was your man Tatum.
I saw him on the way out. I didn't know you was in here.
Man, wow. You supposed to freak out a fanboy.
That's my man.
That's your, okay. It's on some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I be watching Deuce from time to time and things like that, you know?
You watching his kids? Okay, y'all tight. Y'all tight. Hey. Tatum told me, man, he gonna kill them Heat, man. He said he gonna kill the Heat, man. He got the Warriors doing their thing against the Heat. I mean against the Suns. I mean against the Mavs. And I already know you double down on everything Tatum said. You know what I mean? You believe your guy. So, man,
we gotta do. We gonna clean house.
We having beautiful moments here in Boss Talk. You know, we could interview big superstars like him. But yeah, Keith, you know, it's shoot, man. Basketball, you got a lot of good stuff. I can't wait to see in the conference finals and see if your team get to hold that trophy or get a ticket to go to the finals. I know that's gonna mean a lot to you.
I think we'll definitely win the East this year, man. I'm proud of my team, man.
I know it gotta feel good to get there because none of us thought that.
Wow.
We couldn't write that up. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like if we bet you money, me and Joey, like we would have lost. We'd have been broke.
Yeah.
You would have been a rich man.
I would have made sure y'all was poor.
You'd have been a super rich man because of that.
I would have paid y'all bills this month. I'd have paid y'all bills this month.
Oh man.
You know?
But yeah, shout out to the C's, man. Even though I'm a Sixers fan, I'm rooting for y'all. Honestly, if y'all make it to the finals, it may be y'all time. Who knows? But hey, if the Warriors go, I don't know. I may have to maybe swing that way. We'll know when the finals come around. We'll break it down again.
You'll see what you got to see. See, I never like going to the next series because it takes this series to see it. Who saw Dallas?
No, nobody's seen it, and you seen
who's last series. You saw how good they worked without Luka. So it lets you know how good the role players have stepped up.
Yeah, they did their thing.
And then they stepped up this next series. So you know.
So you're gonna see role players step up in this series on both sides. You know.
What I'm excited to see is the coaching battle. Mm-hmm. Two previous players, respected in their in their positions. 2 point guards. At that, 2 historic
getting in position themselves.
Like no offense to Rick Carlisle, but Jason Kidd just took this team to another level this year.
He did.
Especially what he's doing in these playoffs. He's showing that he what you saw in Milwaukee just wasn't the right match. Wasn't the right combination of coach and team. Yeah. And what you're seeing now in Dallas is a match made in heaven.
It's a good marriage. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a good marriage. So I'm very eager to see these 2 coaches battle it out. And we'll see what happens, but
hey, we'll see what happens. I'm glued to my TV and the scoreboard and my phone for all the stats. So we'll be here to break it down, like I said on Boss Talk, when it's all over and everything. Mm-hmm. Keith, another great show, right? You know what I mean?
They saw it here first.
Saw Tatum
today, too.
Got Tatum on the Boss Talk. Big development. Wait till the world see this.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We got more Celtics fans more Celtics players in this joint. We going up.
The haters gonna say it was fake.
Yeah, the haters. Don't hate.
Really Tatum.
Don't hate. They're like, who these guys? How they get? Listen, don't hate people trying to make it in life. You know what I'm saying? But for our guys that love interviews, we got some great interviews coming up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like y'all gonna be like, oh man, that's really dope. So we got some cool stuff coming up for y'all, some cool surprises too coming up. Y'all just gotta stay tuned and just see it all, the cool interviews, the surprises, the great content that we're trying to give you, and just just a looking behind the curtain of the great content that we bring and our chemistry and just our conversations on a daily basis, bringing it to life to the world. So,
definitely.
you know what I mean? Thank y'all guys for everything. Keith, another good job, man. See what happens next
episode,
week.
bro.
See what happens next week, right? You know what I mean?
Checking out.
It's Josh.
And Keith.
It's Boss Talk. See you next week. Welcome to the Boston Circle.